forward to just seeing what this new identity can look like, at least for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think we've got a real opportunity to grow here. Playing with different lead guards, playing in different actions, seeing what all of our off-ball stuff can look like. It gives us a different pace too when we're in our quarter court. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to look at get a lot of different looks on both ends of the court.
A lot of coaches like problem solving. Obviously, you'd like to have your team fully intact. Was there an element to you of being like, oh, this could be interesting to see what we can do with different resources?
Yeah, for sure. And it's when I'm calling games and you look at injuries that happen, especially early in the season, it gives you opportunities to build confidence in your depth. It gives you opportunities to see what you can look like down the stretch. Because when you're playing, in the end of the year and you're playing in the postseason, your rotations can be a little bit deeper, right? And you want players to have confidence in those moments to be able to step up and make the play or take the shot. So I think it gives us opportunity for growth. I also think it gives Caitlin opportunity for growth. Now she's going to see it on the sideline. She's going to be hearing us talk about it on the sideline from a coach's perspective. There's varying levels to how you see the game as a player in year 1, 2, and as a player in year like 9, 10, and as a coach and assistant coach and all those things. So it gives her an opportunity to see it from a different lens.
You mentioned using these 2 practices as trying to figure out your rotation between them at some point. Have you kind of nailed that down yet?
Yeah, we're going to start sit at the point tomorrow. We're going to give that a look. Sophie's going to get a heavy dose of it as well. The other thing that we love is what Sophie and or Lexi, whichever one, brings us from the bench and having that spark, having that punch. So we're gonna look at Sid in that starting lineup to start.
You like? Go ahead.
When you came back, so much of what you talked about was family. You got the boys out
Yeah.
here, like this is exactly what you're talking about. Right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a you don't ever really have a balance as a parent in this business. So you just got to find your flow. My kids are old enough right now, like they can be great rebounders. We're working on being great passers. We got to continue to work on that. But yeah, opportunities to be around, and again, the life lessons that they learn being around these women. Right now, watching them do the extra work, right? Staying after practice, being here early before practice, being in the weight room before practice, listening to conversations. I mean, these are life lessons that my boys get to experience by seeing the best in the world do what they do, and there's no substitute for that experience from my parenting perspective.
You mentioned Sid in the offseason. You're excited about the fact that she could have a role for you guys now that it's way bigger. What are the caretaker responsibilities you think will be the most important for her in that role?
Communication, number one. She is an elite communicator. She is in every huddle that we have, whether she's on the floor or not. She sees things from that point guard position. Communication, number one. Getting us into offense. It's going to look different without the ball in Caitlin's hands. So what are our looks? Who can we get our looks for? And then, the ability to communicate that to everybody on the floor in live action. And that's the piece that we're still growing with. We can't call a timeout every time to get a matchup or recognize a switch. And so she can help us with that on the floor, and she can set the tone for us on the defensive end.